Here's some persimmon trees. There's 2 or 3 in a row. Here the blooms look, they're open, the blooms. This is probably a different variety. But what we call them cacchini. But the persimmons, they do good here. And there's another one over that way. So I imagine they planted 3 or 4 in a row for pollination. This looks like an apricot tree to me. It's not, I don't know, the fruits don't really look very good. But it's on the property line, so right smack on the property line. And then another nut tree right on the property line, which this does look good. A pomegranate tree that needs to be cleaned all around. You can't even see the trunk. There's so many briars and pricker bushes and what we call spinnies. Here's a fruit tree. I'm not really sure what it is though. I'll have to find that out. It's it needs a lot of TLC. Plus, if it ever produces fruit, there's no way to reach at the very top, so it needs to be cut back, all the dead cut off of it. I'm thinking it's a cherry tree. I could be wrong. Another fruit tree. Like I said, there's so much work to be done. Hopefully we can get around to trimming up these trees. Giovanni said next year we'll trim up the trees, but at least this year we can probably clean around the trunks. Time permitting. There's some more olive trees down that way that's been grafted. Here's a couple of fruit trees. I suspect they're pears. Yes, they're pears. We have some pears here. Oh, it's a kind I like too, with the little red tinge on the ends. These are very nice. But again, I think maybe they were planted a little too close together. Here's another pear, the same variety it looks like. Well, it wasn't very wise, in my opinion, to plant it so close to an olive tree. Well, we'll see what happens. So far, they're doing well. Then over here, at the bottom of the land, there are some nut trees. And we did trim some of these a couple years ago. Got all the dead wood out. These are hickory nuts. They got fertilized too. They are doing very well. And then when we rented the land 2 years ago, these freshly planted trees, which I wouldn't say freshly planted, they were probably planted 5 years ago, but they were so tiny. And then we fertilized, we kind of thinned them out, we tilled in between. And now, just after 2 years, they've tripled in size. So most of these grafts, what they call it took. So they grew. There's a few that died, which is fine because they get thinned out anyway. And then you got these little growths underneath, which are not the variety we wanted grafted, because they weren't grafted, they were just popped out underneath the grafting. So they'll have to be removed. And a few of these graftings will have to be cleaned, because this old tree, and it could be the variety it was, and plus so many years had went by before we rented the land, that they just did not fertilize. They did the very minimum. They did not clean around the tree. But it's normal when you graft that you have these growths just pop up. I mean, that's normal. They have to be cleaned out. Here's an example of some grafting. We had Cosmo do it last year. This is another reason why some fruit trees do not do well. Planted way too close together. I don't know what people are thinking when they go to plant fruit trees. Obviously, these have been planted a long time ago. They need some TLC, maybe some fertilizer too. Potato update. They're looking good. Soon they'll have to be tilled in the middles and then hilled, the soil hilled up around the plant, and then watered again. So far so good. They have a good color, a good size to them. They're filled in a lot more than they were the last time I did a video. This machine tills between the potatoes and simultaneously pushes the dirt up around the plant, which we call hilling. Here, on another day, we decided to go take a look at what the river looked like at an area called the Pilata. At the Pilata, we have an olive grove and also a hayfield. So we decided to walk down here to see, because every year the river, it goes up and it rises up in the wintertime, and it will make a different path. And this year it made the same path but made it deeper. So we decided to go check it out. Well, that's it for this video. Join us next time in a couple days. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.